Electricity pylons aren't usually regarded as objects of interest and excitement, but for some people they are. These great big steel giants can be seen as objects of awe and even passion.
One such aficionado is Flash Bristow. She champions what the rest of us might find mundane or even ugly. Most of us ignore these giant steel sentinels that bring us power and light. Flash has learnt to love them.
Well, an ordinary pylon in the middle of a road can look absolutely stunning if there's a wonderful sunset behind it, or the light catches in it and lights up the insulators and the conductors in an attractive way.
Flash is a childhood nickname that stuck, not, you'll be pleased to hear, anything to do with her love of electricity. She can distinguish an L2 from a pair of D60s at 200 paces.
The fun is trying to work out what voltage they're carrying, what design they are, what age they are as well. You can see them sort of changing with material they used and the shape that was used as you go through the 60s and 80s.
But Flash's real joy is seeking out pylons with particularly unusual features.
This one in front of us is a really stocky, strong chap. You wouldn't normally find something that strongly reinforced.
Well, maybe I just need a bit more time.
I suppose if you're not impressed by these, you're a lost cause, John.
The internet enables all who love pylons to come together, but Flash accepts they're few in number, perhaps just 50 pylon appreciators in the UK as a whole, and many of them like to keep it as a private passion.
I get a lot of people who email me and say, this is really strange. But while I was on holiday, I noticed the pylons were different in that country, so I took some pictures, but don't tell anyone, here they are.
Right,
and
so it's a guilty pleasure.
There are lots of people who send me emails and don't want to be acknowledged.
Right,
but
anonymous.
They join in, they love it.
Right, I see. Secret pylon spotters.
Well, it's not the sort of thing you can really admit to publicly, is it?
I did manage to persuade one other pylon fan to break cover and confess.
They are completely alien. They're not to human scale. They don't follow the routes that people can follow. They march across the countryside, they step across everything. They've got their own sense of purpose.
So what have we got here behind us?
Well, if you want all the gory details,
yes.
This is an L2 terminal tower. Terminal tower is the end of the line. And what we've got here is the overhead line coming across, and it dives underground.
This is really interesting, is it?
Yes, well, it is for some of us, John.
So, come on, Flash, we've left the question hanging long enough. What was it that first attracted you to 100-foot-tall lumps of lattice steel?
When I was younger, I noticed that pylons are a bit like human form. They've got legs, arms and a head. And I started noticing them on car journeys or that sort of thing. And I came to see that they're not all the same. And I started wondering, well, why are they like that?
Do you think the pylons enhance the landscape?
Here you've got a bare field. There'd be no interest to it whatsoever if you didn't have these great beasts stuck in there. I know there are people who disagree, but we're all different and I love them.
In this brief series, I've talked to lorry spotters, to road spotters, and now to pylon spotters.
And there is something oddly heroic in how they see interest and even beauty in what to most of us is plain and unexciting. I can't share their passions, but somehow I like the idea that these spotters have become part of the landscape.
They have, John. Are they starting to rub off on you?
They have. I find myself looking at lorries and roads in a way which, honestly, before I hadn't. Pylons I'm still a bit worried about. I can pass them by, I don't feel anything.
They may grow on you.
Robert,
They may.
have you given pylons a second thought? In your
only when they interfere with the cricket commentary as you're driving past them in the car, you know? If you're
Crackle, crackle.
But there's a certain beauty about watching them snake across the landscape.
No.
No.
No?
No, there isn't any. We'll have to talk to you.
To be honest, it doesn't do it for me. However...
We always like to give our spotters a little surprise. Let's go over now to Flash, our pylon spotter, at her home in Leytonstone. Flash, how are you?
Hi, I'm great, thank you.
And that's a lovely little model pylon you've got there. Magnificent. I understand another enthusiasm of yours is The Apprentice, is that right?
That's right, I couldn't miss it.
You couldn't miss it. And am I told your favourite character is Rafe?
Absolutely, I was gutted when he went last week. I mean, in week one I thought he was a bit of a prat, but after that the weeks went by and he really won me over. I couldn't believe he went out. I thought he was going to win it.
Right, listen, so you love Rafe and you love pylons. Right? Well, we've got a surprise for you.
Not in the same way.
Not in the same way. But we've got a surprise for you. We've got something that melds together, conflates Rafe and Pylons. Come on in, please, Rafe. Yes,
Hello.
there he is, Flash.
Oh, good heavens.
He's reading a poem about Pylons.
Hi, lovely to meet you. I've got a poem that I'd like to serenade you with, if I may. The Pylons by Stephen Spender. The secret of these hills was stone, and cottages of that stone made, and crumbling roads that turned on sudden hidden villages. Now over these small hills they have built the concrete that trails black wire, pylons, those pillars, bare like new giant girls that have no secret.
That's
Brilliant.
fantastic.
It's the only Pylon poem I've ever heard.
Flash,
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Fantastic, Ray. Thank you.
Lovely serenading you with a poem on pylons.
Fantastic.
Flash,
Yes.
can you hear me? When I first met
I
Rafe,
certainly can.
he's even more magnificent in the flesh than he is on television, isn't he? Is he not? He's as beautiful as any Pylon you've ever seen.
He's much less severe than the photo on the website, I must say.
Oh, the photo on the website's awful.
All right, Rafe, thank you very much. Flash, thank you very much. Good luck with Rafe there, and good luck with your life of Pylons. Absolutely
I
marvellous.
think he even lets me like pylons. The way he says it, pylons.
Pylons.
Yes,
He's
very
marvellous.
dramatic, isn't he?
Absolutely
Marvellous.
Robert, it's been great having you along.
It's been lovely
Oh,
Yes,
to be
he'll
here.
be on tonight at 8 o'clock.